Welcome. You are watching Don Bosco Media Network. This is Deepika Lingdo bringing to you the news and events in Meghalaya. Here are the headlines for today. State government intends to relocate zoo at Phan Nong Lai Park, Shillong, Lady Hydro Park to Phan Nong Lai Park in Rebhoi district. BSF Meghalaya Frontier has no knowledge about the presence of militant outfit belonging to Nyautrab National Liberation Council operating from Bangladesh. And Meghalaya is having a set of standard operating procedures to prevent outbreak of avian flu in the state. And now the news in detail. The mini zoo adorned with lush green grass and evergreen pine trees at Phan Nong Lai Park, formerly known as Lady Hydro Park in Shillong, will be shifted to newly created Phan Nong Lai Park in Rebhoi district. The intention of the state government to shift the mini zoo from the present location is to provide parking space to the highly congested Shillong city. While creating the new parking space, the state government is committed to maintain its aesthetic beauty, besides creating other facilities for income generation for the department. Phan Nong Lai Park, which will be made functional with recreational facilities, will provide a better ambient for the animals. An official from the State Forest Department said that a concerned official have been asked to expedite work and ensure completion of the projects in a year's time. In March 2019, the Central Zoo authorities had approved the master plan for the zoo, while the detailed drawings of the animal enclosures and other segments of the zoo were left to be approved by the authority. In a press conference held at Umpling BSF headquarters Shillong, the Inspector General BSF Meghalaya Frontier Hardeep Singh said that they have no knowledge about the presence of militant outfit belonging to Nyautrab National Liberation Council operating from Bangladesh. Speaking to the media at the Umpling headquarters in Shillong, the IGBSF Meghalaya Frontier Hardeep Singh said, as per inputs received by the border guards, there are no militant camps belonging to the northeast that are operating from Bangladesh. When asked about the recent killing of Meghalaya citizen by the border guard of Bangladesh and the killing of a Bangladeshi national by the BSF at the international border, Singh said that the BSF has no role in the killing of a Bangladeshi national, and on the contrary, the BSF has lodged a complaint with the Bangladesh counterparts about the killing of an Indian citizen.
Inside Bangladesh, so we have no role to play in this. One Indian national was killed as claimed by BGP that he was inside Bangladesh. So we have lodged a strong protest with the BGP of the killing of the Indian national by Bangladesh BGP. So I am hoping that we will keep the borders peaceful, and such incidents, we will control such incidents so that they should not take place. But we are still further investigating the matter, that how this Indian national was killed and crossed the line.
During this year, the Inspector General Hardeep Singh informed that their prime duty is to control crime rate in the border. He also informed that they are doing their best to apprehend the criminals in the border and provide a secure environment in the border. Apart from this, they are also disputing the Jawans to assist in civil administration by providing Jawans for the law and order duty.
The border population, the civil population in their day-to-day activities, also giving them the secure environment. At the same time, we are apprehending the smugglers, the criminals who are active in the border areas, so that border crimes are controlled. And this will continue during this year also. Apart from controlling the border crimes, we are also helping the civil administration by providing our troops to maintain law and order duties and any other duties which our troops are required. We will continue to have good relations with the counterpart, that is the BGB. We have periodical meetings with them, and we will continue to have meetings with them so that the borders are peaceful. The peaceful borders are very important for the development of the country, and our agenda is that we keep the borders peaceful and crime-free.
Speaking to the media, Mr. Singh informed that the cattle that was seized in the border, if not taken by the agencies, had to be kept under their care, which became a menace to the Jawans since they had to tend the cattle instead of performing their duties. The smugglers are apprehended, intervened, and investigation with the police is carried out. The smugglers are then handed over to the police.
They have already state government given orders they have created locations for keeping the cattle. But still in a few areas there are some difficulties where some civil administration or the district commissioner say that they have shortage of the funds to feed the cattle. But we are in touch with them regularly, so that the cattle are managed properly. And the constraint is for us also, and the constraint is for respective district commissioners also. Sometimes they may be having shortage of funds and to manage such a large number of cattle. Our constraint is if cattle we have seized, like yesterday night also we have seized some cattle. So if these cattle are not taken by the respective agency very soon, they are with us. So then it's very difficult for us to keep those cattle. Then our Jawan, instead of doing duties, they have to manage the cattle. So that difficulty is there. But now we are able to manage with the help of the respective district commissioners. Some extent this management is better now as in the previous years. So I hope that the management will be improved in the coming days. Not seizing the cattle in interior areas. When they reach near to the borders, then we seize the cattle. So as I have told that during this year we have seized more than 10,000 cattle. So whenever they reach in the border areas and we find that these cattle are not for use in Meghalaya or maybe smuggled, so then we seize the cattle. Even we apprehend the person who are involved in that smuggling. And these are the FIR is lodged against them in the police stations, and further investigation is done by the police. Cattle are kept in the area which are specified and they are feeded there.
According to the Border Area Development Project, Inspector General Hardeep Singh informed that they had spent about 2.89 crores for infrastructure in the border. They had also been helping the people in the remote villages throughout the state by providing free ration distribution and other essentials during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Items in the villages, in the remote villages, like sports items and other daily use items, to the people who are living in the border areas, to help them and to improve their livelihood. In the BADP projects, we spent about 2.89 crores to develop infrastructure in the border areas. Among these infrastructure, there are a few items which are of daily need in the villages, which are remote, and people in the border areas they feel difficulties of doing day-to-day activities in the border area which are remote, like waiting shelters, footbridges, RC tracks, pipeline, drinking water.
Informing the media, the Inspector General of the BSF Frontier Hardeep Singh said the BSF troops were also affected by the pandemic, in which a huge number of Jawans were tested positive. After a lot of efforts, they were able to control the spread of the virus, in which now they are with zero COVID-19 cases. He also informed that the recovered Jawans had donated plasma for helping to treat other COVID-19 positive patients.
As you must be aware that our troops were also affected with this pandemic, but we controlled it. Today, our positive cases are zero, and also our troops, they donated plasma to help other people. In the border areas, we also took initiative and taken a special drive to brief the border population in the border areas about the awareness that how to control this pandemic, what precautions are required to be taken, how to maintain a social distancing. So our troops and officers, even they went to the villages, they briefed them so that this disease can be controlled. And this disease was very well controlled in the border areas.
He, however, said that these few incidents, the BSF is making all efforts to ensure that peace reigns along the international borders. The BSF IG also said that Meghalaya is having a long border of 484 kilometers with Bangladesh, and there were stretches where fencing is yet to take place, and he was hopeful that this problem will be resolved soon. Singh also informed the media that BSF is carrying out various civic action programs for the people living along the Indo-Bangladesh border.
Other area which are not fenced, the orders has already been given to construction agency, and this construction is under progress, and this will be completed soon. There are few patches where we need some clearance from the Bangladesh government. We have already taken up case with them, and it is in the process, and it is likely to be received the clearance very soon. So I am hopeful that whole borders will be fenced very soon.
Meghalaya is already having a set of standard operating procedures to prevent the outbreak of avian flu in the state. The avian influenza, commonly known as bird flu, has created havoc in many states in the country. As a precautionary measure, the Meghalaya Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Department is likely to release a set of SOPs and guidelines to be followed to prevent the outbreak of bird flu in the state. The Meghalaya Animal Husbandry and Veterinary Department is also mulling to carry out mass culling of poultry if bird flu breaks out in the state. Meanwhile, the Government of India is keeping a close watch on the outbreak of the disease. The government has alerted the local authorities in the state where the bird flu disease broke out to raise surveillance of 12 epicenters where thousands of birds died in the last few days. The centre has further asked the states to set up containment measures. However, no human case relating to bird flu has been reported so far. The centre has further set up a control room in New Delhi to keep a watch on the situation. The states were also requested to keep a vigil on any unusual mortality amongst birds and take necessary measures. The Union Environment Ministry has termed the situation as serious. Avian influenza or bird flu has been detected in 6 states: Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Himachal Pradesh, Rajasthan, Bihar and Kerala. Avian influenza or bird flu is a viral disease that occurs naturally among wild aquatic birds and can infect domestic poultry and other birds and animals. Bird flu is contagious, which can get transmitted to humans. Bird flu is considered to be more dangerous than the coronavirus. While the mortality rate of coronavirus at present is 3%, the mortality rate of bird flu is 60%. The mortality rate of patients with bird flu is 20 times higher than that of the corona. Symptoms begin to appear in a person within 2 to 8 days after he or she gets infected with bird flu. Fever, cough, runny nose, headache, swelling in the throat, muscle ache, stomach issues, difficulty in breathing, infection of the eye are some of the symptoms that emerge in a person after getting infected with bird flu. Well, dear viewers, that is all we have for you today. Until we meet again, thank you for watching.